Now, Good Morning Northwest, a local campaign under fire. It used graffiti on city property to spread its message. Is that even legal?
Today, we're transitioning from very warm and mild to cooler, wetter weather. We're going to have the timing on that coming up.
And fighting intensifies between Israel and Lebanon as the U.S. sends 100 soldiers to the Middle East. We're tracking this breaking news. You're watching Good Morning Northwest on 4 News Now. Thanks so much for starting your day with us. I'm Natalie Grant.
And I'm Robin Nance. It is Tuesday, October 14th. Let's check in with Mark in our first alert forecast, getting you started on your Tuesday.
And good morning. As expected, a little radiational cooling out of the 50s into 49 for Spokane, 42 now for Coeur d'Alene. We look at the 4 things that we want you to know. Today, it's going to be sun and clouds, mild, rain overnight. That's tomorrow morning early. Showers Wednesday afternoon, and then 50s for the weekend. So looking ahead today, we're looking great, 5 o'clock. Then at 2 a.m., we see that rain come over the top of us, and we'll see a continuation of scattered showers for the afternoon. Look for a little bit of a break on Thursday with mountain showers really expected, but it's this that's going to come in. That potentially could be Saturday or even Sunday, depending on how it acts. So we're going to keep an eye on that next thing. We have 38 into Deer Park this morning, 45 into Post Falls. Hayden, you're at 42 degrees. Our forecast today, we're going to warm up to 70 degrees. It's going to be partly sunny conditions, and the winds are going to be relatively light.
Mark, thanks. With only a few more months left in the White House, pressure is building up on President Joe Biden to end the war in the Middle East.
As of now, the U.S. support for Israel shows no signs of slowing down. Hannah Joy is at the Breaking Now desk. And Hannah, yesterday we learned the United States is sending a powerful anti-missile system to Israel. What does this mean for the ongoing conflict in the Middle East?
According to first responders, more than 60 people have been injured and several are in critical condition because of a drone attack in northern Israel. So far, 21 people are dead from the attack, which includes 4 Israeli soldiers, according to the Israel Defense Forces. But the high number of injuries reported makes the attack one of the bloodiest since the war started last October.
I want to clarify, we will continue to strike Hezbollah without mercy everywhere in Lebanon, including Beirut. Everything is according to operational considerations. We have proven this recently, and we will continue to prove it in the coming days as well.
Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has assured the United States that a counterstrike on Iran will be limited. Meanwhile, President Joe Biden and other top officials say Israel has a right to respond. The UK, France, Germany, and Italy have expressed concern for the safety of UN peacekeeping forces. UN peacekeepers include military, police, and civilian personnel. Reporting in studio, Hannah Joy, 4 News Now.
Hannah, thanks. In our For the People coverage this morning, we are now 20 days away from Election Day. And while some campaigns are using political signs as a way to promote a candidate, one Spokane campaign used graffiti to promote its position. Crews with the city of Spokane spent part of the morning yesterday cleaning up graffiti like this from the newly renovated Post Street Bridge. The writings promoted the website StopTheViolenceSpokane.com. The website is paid for by Jim Wilson, a Republican who is running for state Senate in the 3rd District against Marcus Riccelli. The website encourages people to vote against Democrats like Riccelli, Natasha Hill, and Bob Ferguson. This graffiti was also found on 29th Avenue near the Manitou Shopping Center. And while Wilson said he didn't do the graffiti himself, he knew members of his campaign were doing it.
We don't have thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to spend to get the word out. So anyway, the youth came up with this idea to spread the word.
According to the Washington State Public Disclosure Commission, Wilson's campaign has now raised more than $35,000. Riccelli, his opponent, said the graffiti was an irresponsible approach and a waste of taxpayer resources since city crews had to come out and clean it up.
I've heard loudly and clearly from business owners and people downtown, they want to end graffiti vandalism. So I just think it shows 2 different visions for Spokane. I have a positive shared vision for moving Spokane forward, and my opponent seems to be wanting to encourage irresponsible political stunts.
And the city said the graffiti appeared to be water soluble, and as you can see there, it was able to come off with some soap and water, meaning it doesn't appear that anyone violated city code.
An underground fire in Medical Lake has been burning since August of last year. The fire is at the site of an old buried landfill near Eastern State Hospital. The fire ignited during the Gray Fire last year, but because the fire is underground and it is unclear what's in the landfill, fire crews have been unable to put it out.
A lot of pockets where air can come in and ignite the fire. There can be biological activity. An increase in biological activity increases your temperatures in the landfill. So there are lots of factors, and they're just very, very difficult fires to put out.
The Department of Social and Health Services owns the property where that fire is burning. It's working with the Department of Ecology to come up with a plan to clean it up and put it out and clean up any contamination it's caused. Right now, they are waiting to receive feedback from the public. If after 30 days there are no changes to the plan, the Department of Ecology will move forward with extinguishing the fire.
The dog park that was supposed to open today in Highbridge Park is now slightly delayed. Now, we've been told it will only be a minor delay because of the coordination of fencing, paving, and concrete work. A soft opening is still scheduled on for later this month. And of course, we'll continue to follow this story and let you know when that soft opening is happening. We'll put it on our website, KXLY.com. Your Good Morning Northwest time right now, 6:06.
It's also time to take another check of weather. Mark is rolling in here.
I have a feeling that today is going to be one of those days where you hope to get out, get some stuff done. The kids, you're going to want a light layer getting on. Temperatures in the 40s. It's going to get colder. We talk about coats for kids. You're going to need the coats for your kids. Those that don't fit, hey, make a donation, would you? We'll have a full check of the forecast coming up.
When you think of air travel, do you think of Yakima? Well, coming up, how it could ease overcrowding at SeaTac International Airport. And a man armed with an AR-style rifle arrested, accused of threatening FEMA workers helping with hurricane recovery in North Carolina. We'll tell you what happened on the other side of this break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Now at Northern Quest, Thursdays are almost Fridays. So clock out any Thursday and let nothing stand in the way of your early weekend. Enjoy $4 mixed drinks from Brown Family Spirits, 4 for $4 wings at Easton Epic, $4 mini nachos at Qdoba, and a $4 burger at Fat Burger. Plus, free mystery rewards just for showing up. Almost Fridays, every Thursday at Northern Quest. Details at northernquest.com.
After almost 30 years, Davis Furniture has now become Action Business Furniture. They have 3 locations statewide to serve you: Tacoma, Olympia, and now their new store in the Spokane Valley. Their new location on the corner of Park and Sprague has over 15,000 square feet of new and pre-owned office furniture for your business. So whether you're just starting or upgrading your business environment, ABF has it all. From functional to fabulous, they've got what you're looking for. Visit Action Business Furniture, affordable furniture for today's office.
Clogged drains are a huge problem and can cost thousands. With Mainstream, you can prevent clogs before they happen. There's no better time than now to call Mainstream and ask about our 83 or it's free drain clearing special. For just $83, we'll send a technician to your home to clear your drain. And if for some reason we can't get it, it's free. With over 20 years of experience, the expert technicians at Mainstream can restore the flow. Call Mainstream today or visit us at mainstreamhomeservices.com to take advantage of this limited time deal.
Too many politicians are too busy fighting each other. But I just want to get things done to make people's lives better. I'm Maria Cantwell. I led a bipartisan initiative to bring computer chip manufacturing and other supply chains back to America, generating billions in private sector investment to make the chips that run our cars, our appliances, and even our farm equipment, creating jobs, boosting our competitiveness, and lowering costs. It's beginning to work. That's why I approve this message.
Right now at Les Schwab, it's the deal you've been waiting for. The Score More sales event. Save up to $160 instantly on a wide selection of 4 tires and 4 wheels. Plus, every tire is covered by America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. Because nobody stands by their tires like we do. It's a better deal on better tires with the best service in the business. Get more from Les.
4 News Now. Expect more on air, online, and on the app.
9 minutes after 6, here's a look at what's new on Good Morning Northwest. Medicare Advantage enrollees are encouraged to review their plans during open enrollment, which begins today. It runs until December 7th.
Health experts say insurers are making a flurry of changes that could leave some senior citizens hunting for new policies, paying more out of pocket, or getting skimpier supplemental benefits. For example, more than 16 million enrollees this year are in plans with no deductible for any drug. But in 2025, more than 45% of these members will be subject to a deductible for at least some drugs if they stay in the same plan. Some insurers are also cutting back on allowances for dental, hearing, and vision benefits.
This morning in North Carolina, a man is out on bail after allegedly threatening federal workers trying to help the region recover from Hurricane Helene. Officials say 44-year-old William Parsons made the threats while armed with a rifle and handgun. The arrest comes after weeks of misinformation about FEMA's response to recent hurricanes. As of last night, about 200,000 power outages still reported 5 days after Milton's landfall.
Canada is expelling 6 Indian diplomats, including the High Commissioner. The police accused agents of the Indian government of being linked to homicides, harassment, and other acts of violence against Sikh separatists in the country. This has sharply escalated diplomatic tensions between the countries, with India swiftly expelling 6 Canadian diplomats in response. Relations between the countries soured last year when the Canadian Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, accused the Indian government of an assassination on Canadian soil.
A weak La Nina is expected to develop ahead of a winter and affect temperatures, precipitation, and snow across the U.S. If La Nina does end up weak, it would mean a warmer winter for the southern U.S. and much of the east. It's a complete flip from last year, which favored a wetter south and a drier north. For us here in the Pacific Northwest, a weaker La Nina pattern means near average winter conditions, maybe a little colder with 1 or 2 more major winter storms.
Which means the skiing could be much better than last year. 10-second takeaway, partly cloudy today. It's going to be mild. Yeah, you're going to want a light layer. The winds are going to be light as well, but our high today is going to be in around 70 degrees.
Well, if you've ever flown in or out of Seattle SeaTac Airport, you know that it can be very crowded. But now Yakima's airport is working on a plan that might help the situation. The idea is to use Yakima as a hub for regional flights.
Instead of having to go to SeaTac, you can go to your community airport, get on electric or hybrid electric airplane and come here. So what we are doing is we are trying to outfit this airport with electric aircraft charging capability.
Now, research suggests SeaTac will reach passenger capacity by 2032. Yakima Airport Director Robert Hodgman says there are no big plans right now to move flights to Yakima, just some small steps that might lead to that plan.
Interesting.
I know. There you go. We'll see what happens. Your Good Morning Northwest time right now is 6:12.
A brutal takedown caught on camera. Coming up, the Phoenix Police Department tries to defend itself over the video of officers punching and tasing a deaf man with cerebral palsy. That's right after the break.
4 News Now is brought to you by Ironstone Furniture and Fire.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Don't miss the incredibly talented and hilarious comedy lineup at the Native American Comedy Jam at Spokane Live.
We played regular games like tag, hide and seek, stuff like that. My personal favorite, Cowboys and Indians.
Friday, November 8th.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
Tickets on sale now.
You want to play Cowboys and Indians?
The Rocky Horror Picture Show, like you've never seen it before. With the original Brad Majors, Barry Bostwick live and in person for a screening of the original unedited movie with a live shadow cast and filled with audience participation. All this plus a VIP meet and greet, memorabilia display, costume contests with great prizes and more. The Rocky Horror Picture Show.
October 27th at First Interstate Center for the Arts. Tickets at BroadwaySpokane.com.
Not the best sound to start your day with, is it? Your next decision should be to call Precision. Our professionally trained technicians are here to provide you with award-winning service every time, so we can get you back up and running fast. Call or book online today.
Greetings, Bill Nye here. Reading this is easy, right? Your brain is actually doing something called orthographic processing, recognizing letters and words. It's science. But take a look at Initiative 2117. It's written to confuse you. The mega millionaires behind it don't want you to know it will mean more air pollution, threaten clean water, and put our health at risk. You don't have to be a science guy to know that 2117 is a bad deal for Washington.
Oof. Moving day never goes smoothly, does it? Let's just settle this little mishap, huh?
Who do we always see on the billboards again?
It's the one called That's All Guys.
After an accident like this, you deserve to be compensated fairly for everything you've had to go through. At Craig Swap & Associates, we only get paid after you win.
One call, that's all.
509-999-9999.
Every year, the crowds go crazy for the Cal Triple Play of the Day, where you can get tricked out cool trucks or sporty SUVs just in time for winter. And this week, you can delay all payments until next year. Get a minimum $2,000 trade-in value for your old ride, plus get a 2-year service maintenance program with every vehicle sold, which is a triple play opportunity. This week at both Cal locations.
Good morning, Northwest. Your time right now is 6:15. In Arizona, police in Phoenix are defending how they treated a deaf man with cerebral palsy while arresting him.
Yeah, we want to warn you, the video is disturbing. ABC's Rhiannon Alley has the details.
This morning, Phoenix police under fire for this video showing the arrest of a black deaf man with cerebral palsy. Officers were called to a Circle K after store employees said this man caused a disturbance. The man claimed he'd been assaulted and had his phone stolen by a black man whom he pointed to across the street. Officers then crossed the street.
Hey, buddy, stop where you're at.
And within seconds, begin to arrest 34-year-old Tyrone McAlpin.
Tase him, tase him, tase him.
The officers punching McAlpin at least 10 times, tasering him 4 times. They say he was resisting arrest, throwing punches, and bit one of the officers.
He can't understand them, and he's deaf and he's physically compromised. The entire thing is just outrageous.
Court documents show officers found no evidence McAlpin had assaulted the man at the Circle K, but McAlpin now faces multiple felony charges, including aggravated assault.
This police officer, out of the gate, assaults him and then uses Tyrone's attempts to protect himself to try to justify felony charges.
The incident comes just months after the Justice Department found Phoenix police had demonstrated a pattern of violating civil rights and using excessive force. The Maricopa County attorney and Phoenix police say they are now reviewing McAlpin's case. A judge agreed with police, saying there was probable cause to arrest McAlpin. He and his attorney say they are planning to sue the department. Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
We're taking a live look outside this morning. This is the pavilion all lit up today as we kick off our Tuesday.
And a decent day ahead before some changes roll in.
Yeah, I think a nice walk through Riverfront Park. And of course, we're everywhere you're seeing the color changes.
It's beautiful.
You know, Mother Nature's going like, here, watch this. Hold my pumpkin spice latte and look at the trees now. 38 into Deer Park, 47 to What do we figure out? 450 calories, right? Something like that.
Don't ruin it, Mark.
Don't ruin it. I thought it was 1,200. So that's better, right? 44 into Post Falls. Hour by hour as we take a look at what our forecast will look like today. Yeah, we're going to be partly cloudy, 55 at 10 o'clock, 59 at 11. Again, that 30-year average, we should be around 58, so well above average. 1 o'clock, 68, and then we're going to be nearing or at 70 degrees for the rest of the afternoon. Sun sets, things cool down. If we get a break in the clouds to the southwest sky, you can still see, again, that comet that's going to be around for another week, and it's just going to be higher and higher in the sky as you look at it, also getting more faint. We look at our radar and satellite. It's really into the west side of the state that we see that energy that's going to cross over. So the clouds are going to come over as well. Like I said, we could see a break in those clouds, and you might be able to still see that comet tonight of 7:15 between 6:50 and 7:30 or when I've seen the best pictures, by the way. So looking ahead, this is going to continue to come through. 2 a.m. Again, well advertised, looks to be that we're going to get that rain between 1/10 and 1/4 of an inch in the afternoon. We're going to see that again about 4, 5, 6 o'clock Wednesday. That continues to move through. Thursday, not so much. Mountain showers, and then we're going to be clear and dry on Friday. Now, we're getting to Saturday. We look at this system. There's a lot of energy there pushing down. Saturday, 7 o'clock. we're still seeing a relatively dry eastern Washington with an increased chance of showers, not only Saturday, but for Sunday. But Saturday looks to be a break in there. And that's that particular, set of numbers as we look at what we have in our forecast. 72 for Pullman, low 70s, Moses Lake, Ritzville. We're going to have the low 70s. We're going to have much cooler temperatures, 60. We're going to be in the low to mid 50s from Thursday all the way through the weekend. 55 on Sunday and then 58 on Monday as we get back to average. Overnight lows, it's Friday morning. I draw your attention to frost and clear and 32, warming to 53.
Brr.
Yeah, it's going to be a chilly one.
Today's the last day to get those things done outside for a little bit.
It is now 6:20.
The Washington State Cougars are set to play the 2-4 Rainbow Warriors of Hawaii this weekend. Regardless of their opponent's record, Coach Jake Dickert has the same message for his players. That message is and more. That's coming up next in Morning Sports.
We thank you so much for starting your Tuesday morning with us right here on Good Morning Northwest. Back after this.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
I spent my career in law enforcement, the last years as police chief. When it comes to keeping Washington safe, I trust Bob Ferguson.
Bob's top priority is public safety. His plan to hire more police officers is exactly what we need.
He'll create a statewide response unit to tackle the fentanyl crisis.
And he'll put the $1 billion he won from drug companies into treatment.
To help us protect Washington,
I trust Bob Ferguson.
Bob Ferguson for governor.
There's magic throughout the universe. And some places have more than others. There's magic inside, everywhere. There's no place like Wonders of the World. There's magic inside.
Have you or someone you know lived, worked, or enjoyed the outdoors in Lincoln County before 2014? If so, you've likely been exposed to Libby amphibole asbestos. 1 in 4 screened have developed an asbestos-related disease. Hope is here. The Center for Asbestos-Related Disease, CARD, in Libby, provides free screenings, care, and resources to those impacted by asbestos exposure. Don't wait. Early detection is key. Get your free asbestos health screening today. Contact the CARD Clinic, comprehensive care for exposure and disease.
Deer Unleashed. No one knows the feeling of freedom quite the way you do. But damned if we don't come really, really close. Let's break the chain. Yours, Tundra.
Right now, you can lease a new 2024 Tundra for just $469 per month. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
This is important information from AARP and BECU. With the general election only weeks away, there's a lot at stake. Data shows that voters age 50 and over make up the majority of voters in most elections. Make sure that your voice is heard. When AARP asks, older adults say they want candidates who will address their day-to-day challenges, financial security, and the needs of family caregivers. Make an informed decision on the issues you care about. For tips and tools, check out AARP's online election guide at this website.
Washington State is starting the season with their best record since 2018, and a homecoming game against Hawaii this week should allow the Cougars to comfortably add to their win column. Welcome into Morning Sports. I'm Sydney Berger. Playing back at home against the Rainbow Warriors is a lot less daunting than some of the other matchups they faced earlier in the season, but that doesn't mean it's time to pump the brakes. Coach Jake Dickert has stressed the same message since the start of the season. His team prepares for a nameless, faceless opponent, and that isn't going to change this week.
It's one of those things where it's a maturity test. I mean, you can look at the record or you could look at the film, right? What do you want to do? And defensively, really every step of the way, they've been on it, right? They've been fast, they've been aggressive. They're a little bit undersized, but their team speed is above average, and I think they play physical.
Hawaii is coming off a loss to Boise State, and that's Washington State's only loss so far this season. Hawaii was able to keep their game against Ashton Jeanty and the Broncos to 1 possession until the 4th quarter, so Dickert expects a good challenge from the Rainbow Warrior defense against Washington State's run game. Kickoff for the homecoming game is on Saturday at 12:30 in Pullman. Gonzaga found itself at number 6 in the first AP Top 25 preseason poll. It's not much of a surprise there. The Zags have been ranked in the preseason poll for 15 years in a row. The Kansas Jayhawks sit at number 1 for the second straight season, followed by Alabama at 2 and UConn at 3. There are a number of non-conference opponents that are in Gonzaga's future and are also part of this initial top 25. The Bulldogs' first opponent this season will be the Baylor Bears, a team that sits in the top 10 with the Zags right now. Gonzaga's non-conference slate also includes number 3 UConn, number 22 UCLA, and number 23 Kentucky. The Zags are also bound to see other ranked opponents at the Battle for Atlantis tournament in November. Teams like number 10 Arizona and number 17 Indiana are pretty likely candidates. Gonzaga's regular season starts with that game against Baylor on November 4th in the Spokane Arena. In studio, Sydney Berger, 4 News Now Sports.
Coming up quick. I was thinking we are just weeks away, closing in.
Wild.
Good morning, Northwest time is now 6:25.
More lawsuits have been filed against Sean Diddy Combs. 6 more people coming forward with accusations, including a boy that was 16 years old at the time. Hannah Joy is breaking down the latest developments. That's next.
Plus, recent threats of theft have some people in Liberty Lake on edge. What police say you can do to deter thieves. That's next. And as we go to break, here's your first look at what's coming up on Good Morning America at 7.
In this morning's GMA First Look, big savings for your Thanksgiving table. Believe it or not, planning is already underway for those Thanksgiving menus, and Wells Fargo is previewing its upcoming annual report on what one could cost you. Some good news for the main course. Shoppers can expect to pay 16% less for turkeys this year compared to last year, though ham prices are up 5.2%. Side dishes are a bit more expensive this year. Sweet potato saw a 4% increase. Russet potatoes are at an all-time high, up 14%.
Labor and transportation. Those are the 2 big things that just don't get any cheaper anytime soon. And that's really the biggest driver of seeing food inflation still continue to push higher.
And coming up at 7 a.m., more tips for saving. With your GMA First Look, I'm Trevor Alt, ABC News, Rochester, Massachusetts.
Used to living with your albuterol asthma rescue inhaler, but it's a bit of a dinosaur because it only treats your symptoms, not inflammation. Treating both symptoms and inflammation with Rescue is supported by asthma experts. Finally, there's a modern way to treat symptoms and asthma attacks. Air Supra is the first ever dual action rescue inhaler that treats your asthma symptoms and helps prevent attacks. Air Supra is the only rescue FDA approved to do both. Air Supra is an as-needed rescue inhaler and should not be used as a maintenance treatment for asthma. Get medical help right away if your breathing does not improve, continues to worsen, or for serious allergic reactions. Using Air Supra more than prescribed could be life-threatening. Serious side effects include heart problems, increased risk of thrush, or infections. Welcome to the modern age of dual-action asthma rescue. Ask your doctor if Air Supra is right for you.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Mysticwa Casino Hotel in Chewelah.
I had surgery as a child that I barely remember, but decades later, the insurance company called that a pre-existing condition and denied me long-term care insurance. Washington State created a long-term care benefit to help millions of people like me afford the care we need. But I-2124 will take that benefit away, leaving millions with no way to get or afford long-term care. If it can happen to me, it can happen to anybody. That's why we all have to vote no on I-2124.
My name is Bob Rambo, and this is my Summit Cancer Center story. I had lymphoma. I was kind of scared to death, and the doctors recommended I go to Summit Cancer Center. Everybody on the staff there is super neat, nice, and it's kind of like a homecoming. I had lymphoma, and they cured that. I'm very thankful for this cancer center.
I just wanna have fun, clap my hands, turn around now and dance, dance, dance. I just wanna clap, clap, turn around, dance, dance. I just wanna clap, clap, turn around, dance, dance. I just wanna clap. just wanna have fun, turn around, turn around.
Find fall fashion and a whole lot more at River Park Square.
From 4 News Now, this is Good Morning Northwest.
We are kicking off this half hour with the 4 News Now Story Tracker. It's following the stories people are reading about this morning.
In the race for the White House, Vice President Kamala Harris slammed rival Donald Trump in Pennsylvania. She took issue with the former president's comments that the U.S. military should handle the enemy from within on Election Day. Trump made the remarks Sunday on Fox News when he said he would call U.S. forces and the National Guard to suppress what he described as radical left lunatics. Harris is scheduled to sit down for her own interview with Fox News tomorrow.
NASA successfully launched the Europa Clipper yesterday. The mission to Jupiter's moon will take about 5.5 years. Scientists believe Europa is one of the most promising spots in our solar system to search for life beyond Earth. There you go. Thanks so much for joining us this morning. I'm Natalie Grant.
And I'm Robin Nance. So welcome to your Tuesday. It is October 14th. Mark here with a look at our forecast for your Tuesday.
Yeah, things are changing. Today it's going to be a pretty nice day. All in all, we've got, again, for the most part, a few high thin clouds, a fairly clear sky, 49 degrees. You can see the stars. Winds, negligible. We're going to see in our 4 things you need to know. The fact that it is going to be increased clouds and mild today. We got rain coming in overnight starting about 2 a.m. Continuation for the Wednesday afternoon showers. And then for the weekend, I mean, just getting chilly. Temperatures into the 50s for daytime highs. We have temperatures mainly into the 40s. Coeur d'Alene 48. Deer Park is now chilled to 38 degrees, but still warmer than yesterday. As we look at what we can expect in our forecast radar, again, some clouds coming across. By 5 o'clock, things look pretty good. Increased cloud cover tonight after dinner. And then we're going to see the rain coming in about 2 a.m., hanging out through the morning hours. So we're looking at 1/4 of an inch. It will be a wetting rain, they call it. And then we're going to have showers into the afternoon. Thursday, scattered showers, with Friday being drier, clear, and cooler. So for today, this is going to be really one of the, it'll be the last warm day we'll see, with a high of 70 degrees. Again, variable clouds. We could see a break around sunset, and we look at about, again, 6:40 to 7:30, somewhere in there. If there's a break in the clouds, you might still be able to see that comet that's flying around.
We are tracking the latest accusations against Sean Diddy Combs this morning, hit with a new wave of lawsuits,
including one man claiming Combs assaulted him when he was 16 years old. Hannah Joy is at the Breaking Now desk this morning. And Hannah, for weeks now, Diddy has denied any wrongdoing, and now he's facing more allegations.
Diddy is now accused of sexually assaulting 6 more people. At least 6 new lawsuits were filed by men, women, and a teenager. What we know now is that the plaintiffs all filed anonymously in federal court. However, they all are represented by the same attorneys who are representing at least 120 other alleged victims of Diddy.
People have inundated our office with reports of times that they were with P. Diddy. It's been extraordinary, just the sheer numbers of people that have reported.
The new lawsuit says the attacks happened between 1995 and 2021. Some of the locations include a department store, inside an event space bathroom, and at Combs' famous white parties in the Hamptons. Years ago, a 16-year-old looking to break into the music industry says Diddy took this picture with him in 1998 before things took an unexpected turn for the worst. Combs allegedly demanded that he needed to drop his pants and then molested him, asking, "Don't you want to break into the business?" Diddy's lawyers did not immediately respond, but previously said he cannot address every meritless allegation in what has become a reckless media circus. Diddy now faces at least 18 civil lawsuits, and he has pleaded not guilty to criminal charges, including sex trafficking, prostitution, and racketeering. Reporting in studio, Hannah Joy, 4 News Now.
Hannah, thanks. With the weather starting to cool later this week, the city of Spokane announced its warming shelter plan that will be in place this winter. Now, this year, instead of opening new shelters, the city will expand existing shelters and partner with existing programs like Catholic Charities. The main goal of this new approach is to save money and make sure everyone still has a place to go when those temperatures drop. The city will not only implement the plan in the winter, it'll also apply during the summer for extreme heat and when wildfire smoke fills the air. Now, the Spokane City Council has delayed a vote that would expand the city's sit and lie ordinance beyond downtown. The current ordinance bans sitting or sleeping on sidewalks, building entryways, parking lots, and loading docks between 6 a.m. and midnight. The council agreed to delay this vote until after the city finishes its series of roundtables regarding homelessness. The last one is set to take place in December.
Landlords in Spokane can no longer raise rent prices or evict tenants if they don't have a business license or even haven't registered their rental units. The city council voted 5-2 to approve the new ordinance last night. The city originally passed its registry requirement in February of 2023, and it went into effect January of 24. The council says this would be another incentive to get landlords to register. The ordinance would also streamline the process of registering your unit. It would also add a waiver for the $15 fee per rental unit for low-income tenants.
A rash of recent thefts have fueled neighborhood discussion in Liberty Lake. So the police department posted a memo on what neighbors can do to ease their minds and protect their belongings. Liberty Lake police say criminals don't look at age to decide who they'll steal from. That even that tricycle you left outside could be a score waiting to happen. They also say don't leave anything behind in your car, not even your garage door opener. Another recommendation is one that Lynn and John Tollickson have recently taken up.
Turning on the lights. Now, our son had told us that, too, that the more lights you have on, the better it is. So front and back porch lights we have turned on every night.
Now, Liberty Lake police say petty crime is not on the rise in the city, but with a recent community conversation, they want to remind you to take action now.
A big day for shoppers in Airway Heights as the new Yolks Fresh Market is now open. The new store is on Lyons Road on the north side of Highway 2, just behind the Kalispell Chevron gas station. The new Yolks replaces the old store that's been on the south side of Highway 2, just a few blocks away for years. All of the employees from the old store transferred over, and more people had to be hired to fill all of the jobs at the new, much larger store. Yolks is a local grocery chain that's been in the area since the 1940s. So you'll have your familiar faces there still.
Yeah, look at the full parking lot, too. We're very excited.
It's now 6:36.
And we are checking back in with Mark Peterson here for a look at our forecast as we're heading out the door.
All right, mild temperatures not only in the Spokane area, but in the outlying areas as well. It's not looking too bad today. Things are changing, though. We're going to have true fall, wet, cool weather moving in. The timing is coming up.
Yeah, the seasons are changing, and that means we are spending more time getting our yards ready for the colder months. Ways to keep yourself healthy and safe while doing your yard work. Next on Good Morning Northwest.
Connect with 4 News Now on KXLY+.
Fall in love all over again with Shrek the Musical, an epic tale filled with hijinks, adventure, and lots of gassy fun.
I know it's today.
Shrek the Musical.
Tickets at BroadwaySpokane.com.
At Move Fitness, our job is to get you moving using things like high-energy fun classes, motivating, knowledgeable trainers, and the best variety of workout equipment in the region. And you can get it all for around $1 a day. Join the movement.
Respect, protect, pay essential grocery store workers.
Because my coworkers and I stood united with our union, UFCW 3000.
We just negotiated a record-setting contract for the essential grocery store workers at Albertsons, Fred Meyer, and Safeway.
We are able to secure funding for workforce development and training and pension contribution increases.
If you'd like a strong union at your workplace, contact us here.
It's fall and the games are on. Get out and support your local teams. Here's this week's schedule.
Here we go. EWU. Here we go now. Here we go. Here we go. Gonzaga. Now. Here we go. Here we go now.
U of I.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
WSU.
Here we go now. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Whitworth.
Here we go. Here we go now.
Game On is proudly brought to you by BECU.
I'm Carmela Conroy, and my story starts here. Grandpa was a union mason on the Grand Coulee Dam. Dad worked on the Great Northern Railway. We were raised to look out for our neighbors. That's why, as a Spokane County Deputy Prosecutor, I held violent offenders accountable. As a Foreign Service Officer, I worked in conflict zones. We need leaders in Congress who will stand up for veterans and military families. I'm Carmela Conroy, and I approve this message.
There are trucks, and then there's the GMC Sierra, available with the connected driving experience and the world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate. GMC Sierra. It's the truck. Get 0% APR on select 2024 Sierra 1500 models. That's over $6,400 total value. Plus, no monthly payments until next year.
ShopDaveSmith.com.
Welcome back. The time right now is 6:40. It's that time of year when homeowners are blowing out their sprinkler systems and cleaning up their yards in preparation for the winter.
Yeah, while it can be tedious work, it doesn't have to be painful. Doctors say one way to avoid injury is to warm up first.
It is literally just like going to the gym. You would never go right to a deadlift or a military press or a bench press or a squat cold. You would not like put it on max and just go right to it.
Experts also recommend doing a little at a time. For example, you could rake leaves for about 20 minutes, take a break, and then move on to something else like mowing or pulling weeds. You also should not push yourself with yard work. And if you start to feel any kind of pain or discomfort, it's best to stop. And if your joints are sore after you're done for the day, doctors suggest getting up and moving.
Movement helps reduce some of that delayed soreness because you're helping flush out the chemicals, that pain chemicals that form, and you're bringing in new blood and new nutrients, taking away the bad stuff.
Finally, experts suggest you wear the right protective gear while doing yard work so you don't get hurt. The same goes for using the right tools for the job.
Oh my gosh, Cheech and Chong.
We're slowly going to take over America with pot because we're going to conquer America.
We're going to conquer America. Comedians Cheech and Chong are in Portland, Maine, getting fans excited about their latest venture. This week, the iconic duo will celebrate the grand opening of their first Maine cannabis dispensary. Over the weekend, people got a chance to meet Cheech and Chong at the store. The cannabis store officially opens Thursday.
Oh, man, still here. All right, take a look at the 10-second takeaway. Partly cloudy today. It's going to be very mild. Yeah, you're going to want a light layer. We're going to get heavier layers as we get on in the week. Winds are going to be light today. However, today, 70 degrees.
Well, if you use the U.S. Postal Service to ship holiday gifts this year, we got some important dates you might want to keep on your radar. For delivery by Christmas Day in the United States, not including Hawaii and Alaska, USPS recommends that packages are sent no later than December 21st. That is for Priority Mail Express service, which is faster and usually adds more costs. Now, more expensive or less expensive options, rather, like first class mail and ground service, need to go out a little earlier. First class mail must go out by December 18th, and the cutoff for ground service is December 16th. Holy cow, I can't believe we're already talking about Christmas shipping.
No kidding. Now I feel like anxiety building up.
Stress, but mark them on your calendars. Good dates to know.
Okay, good point. It is now 6:42. The more you know, the more we can relax about
it. Prepared. Well, one Spokane small business is fed up when it comes to crime in its neighborhood. Feeling abandoned by the system that is supposed to help. What hard decisions it may have to make. That's next on Good Morning Northwest.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
You're kidding me.
Let's settle this whole ordeal quickly, yeah?
Why do we trust this guy again?
We get you compensated fairly and don't receive a penny until after you're paid.
One call, that's all.
509-999-9999.
Greetings, Bill Nye here. Reading this is easy, right? Your brain is actually doing something called orthographic processing, recognizing letters and words. It's science. But take a look at Initiative 2117. It's written to confuse you. The mega millionaires behind it don't want you to know it will mean more air pollution, threaten clean water, and put our health at risk. You don't have to be a science guy to know that 2117 is a bad deal for Washington.
Take a journey through the magical stories of Frozen 2, Aladdin, and more at Disney on Ice presents Magic in the Stars. Playing this weekend at Spokane Arena. Great seats still available. For tickets and show details, visit DisneyOnIce.com today.
Have you or someone you know lived, worked, or enjoyed the outdoors in Lincoln County before 2014? If so, you've likely been exposed to Libby amphibole asbestos. 1 in 4 screened have developed an asbestos-related disease. Hope is here. The Center for Asbestos-Related Disease, CARD, in Libby, provides free screenings, care, and resources to those impacted by asbestos exposure. Don't wait. Early detection is key. Get your free asbestos health screening today. Contact the CARD Clinic, comprehensive care for exposure and disease.
Many great careers don't need a 4-year degree. They start out here. Bob Ferguson has a detailed plan to expand apprenticeships and on-the-job training like I had to get more Washingtonians the skills they need to succeed. And Bob will eliminate 4-year degree requirements for most state jobs, opening doors to more good-paying careers. I would support Bob Ferguson, even if he wasn't my kid brother, but it helps he listens to old machinists like me.
Bob Ferguson for governor.
Mainstream has proudly served Greater Spokane and Northern Idaho for over 20 years, offering reliable and high-quality home services. Our exceptional team is committed to delivering trusted plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical solutions that ensure the comfort and safety of your home. Our goal is to provide the best experience possible when it comes to repairing, maintaining, or installing systems that make your home a more comfortable place to live. Because we are home services, we are Mainstream.
Sports on 4 News Now is brought to you by Coeur d'Alene Casino.
Welcome back. The time right now is 6:45. A small Spokane business is speaking out about its property being continually vandalized. Absolute Drug Testing in West Central, that neighborhood there, says homeless people are dumping trash and drug paraphernalia outside its office several times a week. ADT's operations manager says it's filed police reports and reached out to the city council, but the problem is only getting worse.
I think if the city would reach out to the smaller areas of the smaller businesses that are trying to contribute to the community would be helpful. Right now, it's just kind of like falling on deaf ears.
Operations manager Missy Brum says she's talked with ADT's owners about moving the business. She feels like filing police reports isn't making a difference, but she hopes ADT will get the help it needs before they're forced to move.
Overdose deaths in the U.S. are the lowest they have been in 3 years, according to recent federal data. And a steep drop in deaths from fentanyl is a key factor driving the overall decline. Dr. Ashish Panchal with Ohio State's Wexner Medical Center is the senior author of a new study looking into how many everyday people have administered overdose reversing medication. Dr. Panchal says during a 2-year period between 2020 and 2022, the rate of people administering naloxone or Narcan to someone experiencing an opioid overdose before EMS arrived increased by more than 43%.
A lot of the work that we're already doing when it comes to public awareness and access to reversal agents is working.
The Food and Drug Administration approved the first over-the-counter opioid antidote last year against a backdrop of a record-high opioid deaths. The approval allowed the medicine to be sold without any sort of prescription in retail stores and online. Health experts say that while Narcan can quickly restore normal breathing to a person whose breathing is slowed or stopped because of an opioid overdose, it will not have an effect on someone who does not have opioids in their system. So experts say it is okay to give medicine whenever an overdose is just suspected.
Good to know. Well, we are taking a live look this morning over at Marabou Point Park, where something very exciting is happening there this weekend.
It sure is. This weekend on Saturday is the 7th annual Socktober Dash Fun Run. It's a family-friendly event. We encourage you to come out. The race starts at 9. Wear your crazy socks. We give out prizes to the best ones, and bring socks and underwear donations, brand new, of course, for Teen and Kid Closet. You can find out to register information on my Facebook page.
So fun.
Yeah, it's great.
For those who don't run, very little walking.
You can walk it. It's a 5K or a 10K.
I know. You can just drop the socks off and run back to your car.
And just hang out with me. I'll be watching and cheering everybody on.
From toddlers to teens.
Yep.
Okay.
Tiny to large.
Okay, there you go. All right, good morning, everybody. A mild start to the day. Liberty Lake, you're at 46, 38 into Deer Park. Cheney at 45 degrees this morning. That's one of the warmest temperatures they've had in a couple of days. Now, we look at the forecast today. Going to be sun and clouds, going to be mild, 70 degrees for the high today. Again, 58 is a normal high for this time of year, so well above average. Tonight, temperatures down to 49. It's going to be rainy at times. We're going to see that rain move in about 2 a.m. Satellite and radar currently, things are looking pretty good for us. We're going to see warmer temperatures moving into Montana, maybe an isolated shower onto the west. It's going to be rainy. So we look at this moving across, and certainly Wednesday we see that first band, and then the afternoon we see more of that, where in Thursday we start to see a bit of a break with more in the afternoon. Temperature-wise, we're going to be, again, cooling with those warm temperatures moving into areas east of the Rockies. For us right now, north and west of the Rockies, we're hanging in there. I mean, we have above average temperatures, around 70 degrees for the forecasted high. We see that all the way to Moses Lake, Tri-City 74, even Lewiston at 78 degrees. So now we see the cool down, all right? All that heat continues to move east out of our area. Wednesday, 60. Again, that light rain that we're going to be seeing in the early morning hours in the afternoon. Thursday, 54. Mid-50s Saturday and Sunday with a pretty good chance of showers. We're going to continue to look at that. But we're looking at your morning sprint, and that's coming up right around the corner.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Washington Trust Bank Shred Day.
Bigger, brighter, and better than ever. Check in on the new Spokane Tribe Resort and Casino. We've just completed a major expansion, adding more amenities to elevate your guest experience to new heights.
So, what are you waiting for?
I had surgery as a child that I barely remember. But decades later, the insurance company called that a pre-existing condition and denied me long-term care insurance. Washington State created a long-term care benefit to help millions of people like me afford the care we need. But I-2124 will take that benefit away, leaving millions with no way to get or afford long-term care. If it can happen to me, it can happen to anybody. That's why we all have to vote no on I-2124.
Happy anniversary from McVeigh Brothers. For over 90 years, our family has been remodeling homes in eastern Washington and northern Idaho. We sell the very best products in composition and metal roofing, the energy-efficient Coeur d'Alene windows, and our unlimited selection of maintenance-free siding options. And during our anniversary sale, you can choose up to $2,500 off on select packages, or 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 6 months. At McVeigh Brothers, we're always working for you.
Welcome to Coeur d'Alene Honda.
Thank you. I've been coming here for years, and I've always felt just like family.
At Coeur d'Alene Honda, we've been family owned and operated for over 50 years. We pride ourselves in giving the best customer experience.
And every new car comes with a nationwide lifetime warranty.
We have some of the best selection of pre-owned vehicles to choose from.
And select pre-owned Hondas come with our lifetime warranty.
Coeur d'Alene Honda with the nationwide lifetime warranty at no additional cost to you.
Awarded Dealer of the Year and rated 4.7 on Google.
And don't forget about the lifetime warranty.
Too many politicians are too busy fighting each other. But I just want to get things done to make people's lives better. I'm Maria Cantwell. I led a bipartisan initiative to bring computer chip manufacturing and other supply chains back to America, generating billions in private sector investment to make the chips that run our cars, our appliances, and even our farm equipment, creating jobs, boosting our competitiveness, and lowering costs. It's beginning to work. That's why I approve this message.
Elevate your game day at Caesars Sportsbook, located inside Spokane Tribe Resort and Casino. The area's largest sportsbook is your VIP seat on the 50-yard line with massive HD screens and live betting. Only at Spokane Tribe Resort and Casino. You just win here.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.
Good morning. It is now 6:53. Time to get you ready to take on your Tuesday with the morning sprint.
Mark is here with a look at our final day of warmish temperatures before changes settle in this week.
Hannah Joy is in studio with updates on the conflict in the Middle East.
But first, in our For the People coverage this morning, we're now 3 weeks away from Election Day. And while some campaigns are using political signs as a way to promote a candidate, one Spokane campaign used graffiti to promote its position. Crews at the city of Spokane spent part of the morning yesterday cleaning up graffiti from the newly renovated Post Street Bridge. The writings promoted the website StopTheViolenceSpokane.com. The website is paid for by Jim Wilson, a Republican who is running for state Senate in the 3rd District against Marcus Riccelli. The website encourages people to vote against Democrats like Riccelli, Natasha Hill, and Bob Ferguson.
We don't have thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to spend to get the word out. So anyway, the youth came up with this idea to spread the word.
According to the Washington State Public Disclosure Commission, Wilson's campaign has raised more than $35,000. Riccelli, his opponent, said the graffiti was an irresponsible approach and a waste of taxpayer resources since city crews had to come out and clean it up.
I've heard loudly and clearly from business owners and people downtown, they want to end graffiti vandalism. So I just think it shows two different visions for Spokane. I have a positive shared vision for moving Spokane forward, and my opponent seems to be wanting to encourage irresponsible political stunts.
The city said the graffiti appeared to be water-soluble spray paint, and as you can see here, came off with soap and water, meaning it doesn't appear anyone violated the city code.
Landlords in Spokane can no longer raise rent prices or evict tenants if they don't have a business license or haven't registered their rental units. The city council voted 5-2 to approve the new ordinance last night. The council says this would be another incentive to get landlords to register. The ordinance would also streamline the process of registering your unit. It would also add a waiver for the $15 fee per rental unit for low-income tenants.
An underground fire in Medical Lake has been burning since August of last year. The fire ignited during the Gray Fire last year, but because the fire is underground, fire crews have not been able to put it out. The Department of Social and Health Services owns this property. It's working with the Department of Ecology to come up with a plan to put it out. If, after 30 days, there are no changes to the plan that's presented to the public, the Department of Ecology will move forward with trying to extinguish that fire.
As you wake up this morning in our first alert weather, it's a relatively mild day. I mean, temperatures into the mid-40s for the most part. Deer Park here at 38 degrees. We're going to see a continuation of mild weather today. We're going to have a chance of rain showers coming in about 2 a.m. and that's going to come over the top of us. We're going to see a 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch out of that with afternoon showers coming in for Wednesday. Now, our high today with variable clouds is going to be 70 degrees.
The dog park that was supposed to open today in Highbridge Park is slightly delayed. We have been told it'll only be a minor delay because of the coordination of fencing, paving, and concrete work. A soft opening still scheduled for later on this month. We'll continue to follow the story for you and update it on KXLY.com.
It's a big day for shoppers in Airway Heights because the new Yolks Fresh Market is now open. The new store is on Lyons Road on the north side of Highway 2, just behind the Kalispell Chevron gas station. The new Yolks replaces the old store that's been on the south side of Highway 2, just a few blocks away for years. All of the employees from the old store did transfer over, and more people had to be hired to just fill all the jobs at the new, much larger store. Yolks is a local grocery store chain that's been in the area since the 1940s.
Yesterday, we learned the United States is sending a powerful anti-missile system to Israel. First responders say more than 60 people have been injured and several are in critical condition because of a drone attack in northern Israel over the weekend. So far, 21 people are dead from the attack.
I want to clarify. We will continue to strike Hezbollah without mercy everywhere in Lebanon, including Beirut. Everything is according to operational considerations. We have proven this recently, and we will continue to prove it in the coming days as well.
Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has assured the United States that a counterstrike on Iran will be limited.
This morning in North Carolina, a man is out on bail after allegedly threatening federal workers trying to help the region recover from Hurricane Helene. Officials say 44-year-old William Parsons made the threats while armed with a rifle and a handgun. The arrest comes after weeks of misinformation about FEMA's response to recent hurricanes. As of last night, about 200,000 power outages were still reported 5 days after Milton's landfall. For updates on FEMA's response to recent hurricanes, tune in to Good Morning America in just a couple of minutes.
Mark will have a final check of our forecast coming up right after this break.
At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
At Numerica, you'll find money answers for loud sneezers. Gesundheit. Get money answers for you and only you. Learn more at numericacu.com.
From the ages of 13 to 15, I experienced childhood sexual abuse
And the abuse ended when I became pregnant. I made the choice to end my pregnancy. In Congress, Dave Reichert voted to ban abortion nationwide. He voted against exceptions. Reichert said as governor, he would work to unravel protection for abortion access here. And I think that is cruel. If Reichert becomes governor, I believe women are in danger. He's wrong for Washington.
Election season is here, and so are those pesky robocalls and text messages. I'm Natalie Grant with 4 News Now. I'll show you the strategy behind these calls and how you can stop them. Watch our For the People coverage Thursday on Good Morning Northwest.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Marabou Point Park, of course, up there. You're going to be able to run or walk first October Dash. That's going to be for Tina Kid Claus. That's coming up Saturday. Now, getting there, it's going to be a cool down. Today, 70 degrees, partly cloudy to then cloud cover, rain coming in, well, tonight, tomorrow morning, about 2 a.m. It's going to be cooler, breezy, 60 degrees. That light rain continuing into the afternoon with a nice break middle of the day. Thursday, it's going to be 54 degrees, 53 on Friday. A cold start Friday down to 32, warming up, and then mid-50s over the weekend.
Hey, thanks so much for starting your day with us right here on Good Morning Northwest.
We hope you can stick around for local updates throughout.